This is Nicholas Edward Williams from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I'm here to advocate for a smoke-free Tennessee. If you didn't know, the vast majority of Tennesseans enjoy the right to a safe bar and a smoke-free workplace. Most people don't think of music venues and bars as workplaces, but they are for musicians. And to be clear, I'm not telling anyone not to smoke. I'm just asking you not to do it indoors, and you can just step outside. Here's a tongue-in-cheek song about marriage called Happy Life. It takes a lifetime to figure out the means and how to keep your loved one alive, or so it seems. And there's a few golden rules that the gods bestowed upon us. It's engraved in the part of your brain where feelings come from. What's mine is yours, what's yours is yours. And a good friend will tell you you've only got one chore. If you had a happy wife, you've got a happy life. And don't forget it, you regret it, then you burn like the hellfire. And take the time for your lover's needs, and you're sleeping on the couch tonight while you're counting sheep. But there's a handbook you can reference to, and every man knows it, it just forgets what to do. And there's a few golden rules that God's bestowed upon us. It's engraved in the part of your brain where feelings come from. What's mine is yours, what's yours is yours. And a good friend will tell you you've only got one chore. And if you have a happy wife, you've got a happy life. Don't forget it, you regret it, then you burn like a hellfire. Don't forget it, you regret it, then you burn like a hellfire. And now what's mine is yours, what's yours is yours. Good friends will tell you you've only got one chore. If you have a happy wife, you've got a happy life. And don't forget it, you regret it, then you burn like the hellfire. Don't forget it, you regret it, then you burn like the hellfire. Oh, now don't forget it, or else you regret it, and then you'll burn like the hellfire. So of course, I've heard people say, if you don't like it, you can play somewhere else. And unfortunately, especially these days with the pandemic and opportunities dwindling, you can't just say no to gigs. Obviously, like, to put food on the table, we have to take work when it's available, and just to pay rent. And as an example of a song that I play regularly and take a lot of pride in, this is an arrangement that I took on from a 1700s ballad from Scotland that's a part of the public domain, which is essentially free music for people to use and to perform. It was once called Bonnie Lass O'Fivey, and it comes from an area of Scotland called Aberdeenshire. It's about a woman who falls in love with an enemy soldier, and her mother forbids her from marrying him, so he is so furious that he threatens to burn the whole village down when he gets back from war, but he dies. It's called Peggy-O. We rode out to Venerio. So we rode out Peggy, oh. And will you marry me? I'll set your cities free. Free all the ladies in the area. Guineas are too few, and I fear that my mom would be angry, oh. What would your mama think, pretty Peggy, oh? What would your mama think, pretty Peggy, oh? Well now, what would your mama think? She heard my guineas clink. She saw me march to the head of my soldiers. Stepping down those stairs, pretty Peggy, oh. Come stepping down those stairs, pretty Peggy, oh. Come stepping down those stairs, combing back your yellow hair. Bid a last farewell to William, oh. If I ever return, pretty Peggy, oh. If I ever return, pretty Peggy, oh. If I ever return, then your cities I will burn. I'll destroy all the ladies in the area. Sweet William, he is dead, pretty Peggy, oh. Sweet William, he is dead, pretty Peggy, oh. Sweet William, he is dead, he died for a maid. Now he's buried in that old country, oh. So we rode out to Venerio. As we rode out to Venerio, the captain fell in love with a lady like a dove, and he called her by her name, pretty Peggy, oh. So other cities like Austin, Atlanta, and New Orleans have all gone smoke-free, and I think it's about time that Memphis, Nashville, and here in Chattanooga did the same thing. And I think most musicians, past and present, would agree. And here's a tune that I wrote about a musician that I bet would be on board with this too. His name was Mississippi John Hurt. He's one of my guitar idols and one of my favorite songwriters and singers. If you're not familiar with him, you should look him up. He had a very interesting story where he did some recordings in the late 1920s that were part of a big compilation called the Anthology of American Folk Music. And John did those recordings, but when the Great Depression hit, the record company that he recorded with folded. And so he went back to sharecropping and ended up raising 14 children, and for about 38 years had no idea that those recordings were out there in the world. And one day this white guy from Washington, D.C. comes and knocks on his door and says, "John, there's a whole bunch of people out there that want to hear you play." And this is a part of the folk and blues revival of the 1960s. And so John went and toured for 3 years before having a heart attack and passing away. And I believe he was in his late 70s at this point. But you should look him up. He's one of those people where you listen to him and you feel like you're very comforted and everything is just right. So this one's called Mississippi John. keep playing even when you're good and gone. Front porch picking under that southern sun. Let it roll, mama, I'm feeling fine and young. Play the moon called Stag and Lead. Them blues ever pulled a tea out of me. Oh, that Appalachia, that Delta V. You said you make a word and sing like a salty dog in heat. Now how Mississippi jump. The song's still playing even when you're good and gone. Or the front porch picking under that southern sun. Let it roll, mama, I'm feeling fine and young. Stag and Lead. Them blues ever pulled a tear out of me. Yeah, that Appalachia with that Delta feel. Make a word that sing like a salty dog in heat. Take me down the pallet on your floor. Boogie woogie came, baby, long before rock and roll. And that boy John Henry, he's a hard-working soul. Ooh, said that hammer in hand. Well, when he died and passed on. Oh, now how Mississippi John. Still playing even when you're good and gone. Oh, that Appalachia, that Delta view. Make a ring and sing like a salty dog in heat. Let it roll, mama, I'm feeling fine and young. Alright. Let it roll, mama, I'm feeling fine and young. I want to give a huge shout out to musicians for Smokefree Tennessee and the Smokefree Music Cities for having me and for making this your mission. You guys are incredible and I really appreciate what you're doing. One last crucial point that I wanted to talk about. Musicians who are exposed to secondhand smoke are at much higher risk of developing cancer and heart disease than other workers. We're also at higher risk of developing things like eye, ear, nose, and throat problems as a result. As you can imagine, we are singers. And this is our livelihood, so it's not really something to be tampered with or messed around. So please consider spreading the awareness of Smokefree Tennessee so that we can move onward and upward. Here's one last tune. This is a murder ballad. It's a little spooky. That's kind of got a little twist at the end. It's called Evil Fog. That was all I had to go. Before the sun took a rest a while, when the dusk was laid in gold. An evil fog and silence on forest floor. Lord, the heat from my my phone was begging to fight once more. Well, if it wasn't for my lady playing a part, I'd get it in another day to get a head start. But they pushed it all too far. They're taking my money, tearing my name apart. On my horse, that was all I had to go. Before the stars showed their eyes, those burning suns are judging my soul. But again, behind its trials, losing to crooked men. Makes a liar, all the coin doesn't matter then. Well, if it wasn't for my lady playing a part, I'd get that man another day, get a head start. But they pushed it all too far, taking my money, less than a mile, that was all I had to go. When the crack of a gun was fired, I was laid down cold. Then hanging over me, it was the love of my own, my own. I'd get that man another day to get a head start. But they pushed it all too far, taking my money, tearing my name apart. Thank y'all so much.